nigga, stay back. We had a couple of moments. You had a choice, nigga, on it. Your real colors, they showing. I'm real, nigga, I'm focused. When I come around, I'm fly with it. Stay moving, do buy with it. New sound, just vibe with it. Same truth, and we die with it. I see it like it's an optical. I never sit on the fence. Nothing to me is impossible. Music of me to the end. Most of the shit is illogical. All the young niggas depend on what they pretend. Just think with your head. Stop looking at trends. You wearing your eyes like it's topical.
Clearly now, the pain is gone. The fame is on, and they play my songs. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the world. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you, nigga? Where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga. Find your way back. Find your way back. Find your way back. I said take a look around you, nigga. Find your way back. Find your way back. Find your way back. New era, I got y'all. Real game, we pop off, no knockoffs. Open eyes, we watch out. Mobilize, won't cop out. COVID-19 cops out, don't flop now. Open skies, we fly now. New agenda, they try now. Most y'all getting real scared of the headlines, we find out.
Go outside. Stop using all my internet, you fucking lazy beaches. I'm trying to do a fucking man cast. Stop watching Netflix.
Welcome to the Daily Swole.
They're overloading my servers. I'm too swole for this shit. Testing, testing, testing. Test, test, test. Fucking testing. Fucking testing. Fucking testing testicles. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 1439 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and motherfucking slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. And for those that don't know, this is round 2. Okay? Okay? This is round 2. And if the internet cuts out again, I'm going to lose my fucking shit. What the fuck? Okay? Okay. All right. Jesus Christ. So my internet actually didn't cut out. There was nothing on my side. I have no idea what happened. So I don't have Comcast to blame per se. But what I have heard, and I don't know if a lot of you are experiencing this, but I'm reading a lot of shit about servers going down like crazy. I don't know if you've been to like websites that just didn't load. I guarantee like all the Amazon servers are just fucking overloaded. Overloaded. I mean, the internet has to have legit just the most overload ever. More people using the internet than ever before. I mean, it's requiring more, for some reason, there's more bandwidth that's being required to stream the same amount of shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but my little graphs and stuff are like off the charts. So I don't know what's going on. Hopefully this doesn't happen again, but I will tell you this, fam. I do not think that I'm going to be re-going live if this cuts out again. So, we ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. So let's hope. Let's hope this does well. Let's hope this live stream is more stable. So what's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustles, and hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, making some gains. Everson K2 flexing on you. That's right. Today's Swole card, trying to remember what we covered. Today's Swole card is Swolecial distancing. So you want this Swole card, hashtag Swolecial distancing. That's right. And we got some gear for this. So tomorrow, you'll see this in the Swolenormous apparel store. So Swolecial distancing is coming back. You know, you can't really distance yourself if you're making sick fucking gains. You can't distance yourself. If you make enough gains, you're just around everyone. Use just around everyone. I've heard that, though, that people doing Zoom for workouts and Zoom for business. Zoom is like crashing and sluggish. I don't know if that's true, but I know a lot of people have issues with, or having issues with streaming and servers and things like that because everyone's using the internet. Oh my God, I know. Unfortunately, now the secret's out. Now the secret's out that you can actually fucking do stuff from home. You can actually have a business from home. Oh my God, the internet is so great. I'm telling you, doing a lot of stuff in person, including fitness, is a waste of fucking time. Going somewhere, having a class, bullshit. Do it on your own time. If you're at home, I think the biggest thing that this is going to show is how worthless our education system is. Literally how worthless it is. Kids are going to learn so much more shit from being at home. You could learn so much more just by looking at stuff in search on Google based on topics and watching YouTube videos than you can in school. It's ridiculous. So I think the education system is going to get fucked in the ass, and hopefully will be, because you're only getting like an hour, maybe an hour or an hour and a half of actual information in school, and you're there for 10 goddamn hours. You're up at the crack of ball sack, standing in the cold to get on a fucking bus with no seatbelts, to be driven by just some random person to a school, and the schools get shot up and stuff. So it's not too safe. Not too safe. May as well stay at home and actually learn some stuff. I'm telling you, if you watch my earlier videos, you want to see what I've learned in the last 4 years, go watch some earlier content. You want to see what I've learned? Literally learned how to build a complete online business just by doing. I didn't know how to do this 4 years ago. Before Swolenormous, I didn't even use Instagram. I didn't even use Instagram before Swolenormous. But I had an idea and I fucking did it. But in the pre-roll of the podcast, I talked about being a doer, not a dreamer. Forget the ideas, forget the dreams. That's all nice and that's all well and good, but it doesn't do jack shit. That's why we have the 7 pillars. Why do I have this comment on the screen? Would you ever have a hat with Swolenormous printed on it? Why the fuck was that on the screen? Sorry. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't know why that was on the screen. Sorry. I wasn't even thinking about addressing that. I didn't even notice it. Apparel is like on the bottom of the list of like things that we're focusing on right now. But there will be some more apparel, and it depends on if we move stores and stuff like I've been talking about. But so many things have happened. It's just been pushed to the bottom of the priority list. But we will have some new apparel things that are releasing. So we're going to be focusing on some new apparel stuff after a couple other things get done. So that's exciting. I haven't looked at any of the comments. So anyway, I'm rolling. So I'm going to continue with this. Where was I? So do something. Yeah. People are going to know. People now know. They know that they can actually learn by taking action. So hopefully there's some things that people actually get accomplished. I think, the education system, not only is it free, but there's no way in hell, if I ever have a child, there's no way in hell that they're going to there's no way in hell that they're going to a school. There's no way in hell that I'm wasting the money or the time or their precious little fucking brains on the mumbo jumbo that someone else is spewing. So that's for goddamn sure. There are very few things that are sure in this world, and one is that the education system in this country is dog shit. Dog shit. Dog fucking shit. You can learn so much on your own. And if you have curiosity as a child, God, you can learn so much. You can pursue so many interests online. Think about it. When you're younger, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be this. I want to be that. You can literally go into outer space in YouTube. You can go in outer space and learn astrophysics at your own pace. It's so great. It's so awesome. This is the best time ever. Fuck this virus shit. It's the best. You have so much access to things. Nothing's really bad unless you have COVID-19. You're in a good shape. The fact of the matter is there's always diseases. There's always things. It's just nature. And I said it in my video. I think it was today's video or yesterday. I forget. The days blur together. I'm sure you understand. But when you're creating a lot of content, I forget what video I said what. But it's natural selection. This is natural selection. And I'm not saying it's natural selection that the weak are dying off. But what I am saying is that it's always natural selection. It's not natural selection only when it's COVID-19. And it's, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, he said natural selection? That's not nice. It was natural selection last year too. And for the last 100 million years, it's always been natural selection. It's always been survival of the fittest, whatever that looks like. That it looks differently depending on if it's an ice age or if it's not. Or if a meteor hits the earth, it's still natural selection, survival of the fittest. It's survival of the fittest creatures that can survive when the sun's blotted out, when there's no atmosphere, whatever it is. Bacteria will survive, and then it'll be like that for a long time. It's always survival of the fittest. Always, always, always. And that's just the fact of the matter. That's just the way it is. So people might get offended when you say things in a certain light, but it's no different now than it was last year or a year before or the year before. Just the truth. Just the truth. But when you're drinking and imbibing on garbage, so what we're talking about before the internet cut or the server overloaded, whatever the fuck just happened a few minutes ago, we were talking about the video on YouTube. So again, how many of you dropped or watched the video, dropped a comment? How many of you watched the video on Badlands Chugs on the Swolenormous channel today? If you saw that video, you can comment below. So that video was about those binge eating channels and the binge drinking, the competition channels. The guy drank, again, what, 10.5 bottles of Coke Zero, which is gross. I mean, soda's gross in itself, but the artificial sweeteners and fucking preservatives, you're literally drinking liquid preservatives. There's nothing in there that's good for you. Not one thing. Everything in there is fucking bad for you. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. You shouldn't be drinking it. There's no fucking reason why you should be drinking a Coke Zero. There's no fucking reason why you should be drinking a Diet Coke. There's no reason for you to be drinking any of that. Zero reason. You can justify it all you want. There's no fucking reason for you to drink that shit. There's no reason for you to drink soda. Zero. You cannot justify drinking a soda, period, let alone 10.5. And he does this all the time. And he does it in all different ways. And it's just all these different combinations of high fructose corn syrup or sweetener. They're just different shapes and different types of liquid and how much sugar and the color. And he does out of a boot. He does timed. He does how many. He eats a lot of fucking things. This guy just does so much shit. So much fucking shit. It's gross. It's gross watching someone do that. Why do you have to compete? You don't have any other fucking skills but just to drink shit? Why can't you just drink water? Why can't you drink something that, I don't know, that won't kill you, that won't give you diabetes tomorrow? I don't know how this guy is still alive. It says in his intro, it says hungry and focused since 1997. You've been fucking doing this to your body since 1997. Some of you might say, well, he's been doing it for 23 years. I mean, it hasn't killed him yet. Look at the guy. He's like 500 fucking pounds. He is one breath away from a fucking heart attack. And the sad thing is, maybe he has a family. I don't know. I don't know if he has a family. Maybe he has people that care about him. Maybe. Maybe he does. I hope he does. But the problem is that he's going to be leaving people pretty fucking heartbroken when he passes. It's so fucking sad. And what's even more atrocious was the message in that video based on the sponsorship. Manscaped said that you buy and they donate to, I guess it's Testicular Cancer Awareness Month, whatever. There's a fucking day and a month for every goddamn disease now. So I guess April is Testicular Cancer Awareness. All right, we're aware. We're aware. And then he proceeds to drink 10 Coke Zeros. What a weird thing to sponsor. Hey, chugging pure sugar has nothing to do with testicular cancer. They're not related at all. It's like running an ad for gauze wrap and okay, we're going to do our next stabbing video. I don't know. That's the first thing I could think of. How is that healthy? How is that relating to men's health? Why are you sponsoring a disgusting shit fucking channel and then saying that you're going to raise awareness and money for testicular cancer? It's utter fucking disgusting hypocrisy. And it's all monetized. It's all monetized. Like I mentioned last year or a year or two, when I first saw his channel in the recommended features or the recommended page, when we started doing these binge channels, it covered so many of them, but now they're popping up more than ever. So I'll continue to cover them. I don't give a fuck. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun to rip on shit. It's fun to make those videos. It's fun to make NOC videos. It's also fun to spread a real fucking message because it is a real message and it does need to get talked about. If they're going to put out videos and YouTube, Google, the whole same fucking thing, if they're going to put out content, they're going to allow content to be out there, they're making money. They're making money on the mukbang channels. The mukbangers are making money. The advertisers are making money from whoever's using these codes or purchasing their products. Everyone's fucking making money. Everyone's making money. That's why he has more subscribers, because they're showing his content to more viewers. That's the only way you get more subscribers. How many people are looking and searching for chugging videos? How many people are searching for chugging videos? It also is an advertisement for Coke. It's an advertisement for these big companies. He's advertising what he's drinking. He's advertising the fast food places that he's going to. It helps a lot of people make a lot of fucking money. It's showing off everyone's products. It's showing off Coke and Sprite and raspberry this and this kind of soda and this kind of milkshake and this kind of fast food. It's showing off all these. It's just a running ad for all those companies. And on top of that, Google's running ads. And then he's also sponsoring videos, or whether or not he runs ads, it doesn't really matter. He's running ads in his videos, same difference. Whether or not Google's running ads, everyone's making money. Everyone's making money hands over fists. And they're making money off being unhealthy, being part of the problem. All the statistics show that people are fucking dying from COVID-19, from this issue, if they have more underlying conditions, obviously. It's not killing healthy people more than it's killing unhealthy people. Fact. Yes, people are dying of all different age groups. But like what, 80 or 90% or 95% of all those people that are dying have underlying issues. They have diabetes. They're obese. They have heart disease. They have cancer. They have all these other fucking problems. It makes a huge fucking difference. Health always makes a huge fucking difference. And yeah, if you have a strong immune system, maybe you have a stronger reaction. I would still like a stronger immune system, thank you. Because it's going to help fend off all the other things that are going to fuck me over well before COVID-19. People are dying from the flu. And if you have a weak immune system, you're susceptible to that. You're susceptible to the common cold. You're susceptible to headaches. You're susceptible to every fucking issue. Diabetes will fucking kill you. Heart disease will kill you. Cancer will fucking kill you. All these things will kill you anyway. On top of influenza, COVID-19, COVID-55, the next fucking thing that's going to be worse that comes out. You still need to be healthy, you fat fucks. You still need to take care of yourself. It doesn't give you an excuse to not take care of yourself. JC, I am sure he has a sense of invincibility. He thinks no problem doing this. He will live forever and make some money. I don't know what he thinks. I don't know what the fuck he thinks. I just know what he said. I think we all know what's going to happen. We all know that's probably likely going to happen, JC, like what you're saying. But I don't think he's actually thinking it through. A sense of invincibility? Who knows? You don't look too invincible. All I know is what he's saying and what he does. He's eating and drinking shit. And he's a hypocrite. So that's all I know. I'm not saying you can't be, people are going to be hypocrites now and again, whether they intend to or not, but that's pretty fucking blatant. You're going to run an ad and talk about just bullshit and say that you're doing this and you're promoting testicular cancer awareness and you're going to drink that shit. That's just like back to back. You're just making it way too black and white. You're making it right there. That's a softball. You're fucking serving that up to Papa. You're giving it to Daddy. There's just no way I can work around it. You can find hypocrisy in some place, in everyone. You can just, especially out of context. But that was right. That was in the same video. That's why that video showed the Coke Zero and not all the other ones. I showed a clip of something else. I didn't go and show a whole compilation because there's just endless. That was the most blatant thing, though. I just saw that in the same fucking video. I'm like, yo, come on, man. Come on, dude. Pretend. Yeah, they don't because it's not nice. It's not nice. People got sensitivities. It's not nice to talk about people's obesity. Why can't we talk about people's obesity? Why can't we talk about how fat people are? Been talking about how fat people were before this, and now it's proving that people that are obese, that don't take care of their health, are dying more. We can't talk about that either. It's all political. It's all someone else's fault. It's all Trump's fault. It's all this person's fault. It's this governor's fault. There are a lot of mistakes. There are a lot of people that did some sleazy shit and didn't make good decisions. There always are. But you know what a good decision could be is taking care of your fucking health. What does that have to do with the president? Whether or not you're a Democrat or Republican, or you like what Trump's done or don't like what Trump's done, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have to be a fat ass. What does that have to do with anything? What do your political beliefs have with you disrespecting your body and being a disgusting person? Nothing. Nothing. You could believe whatever the fuck you want, whatever God, whatever politics. Take care of your body. Don't be disgusting. Don't make it embarrassing for other people to look at you. That's not nice to say, Papa Swolio. Well, I don't think that person's being very nice to themselves either. It's self-abuse. Whatever the reason is, that person's abusing themselves and slowly killing themselves. So if you don't talk about these issues in this sense, and you coddle people, and you're afraid of using real words, what would we do if someone was slitting their wrists? What would you do if someone was trying to hang themselves? What would you do if someone was trying to commit suicide? We would, I don't even know what the term is, so I'm stepping out of my lane a little bit here, but in the sense that, what would we do? We would call a hotline. What resources do we have? There would be action taken, right? You would maybe send them to a special facility where they would be monitored, right, for psychological evaluation. We would help them. It would be instant. It would be instant because you don't want their death on your conscience. You want to save someone. You know, it benefits everyone for these people to get help. But we don't say anything about obesity. It's actually frowned upon to talk about someone's obesity. Again, it's because you're watching a long-term snuff film. If you're watching a video of someone eating themselves to death in a video, does it matter if it happens in 30 years? There's no clamoring, there's no outcry because that person doesn't have a gun to their head. What's the difference? You have a fucking dick in your mouth, right? You're eating some kind of garbage. Dirty, bleeding AIDS dick. That's what we always say. Junk food is a dirty, bleeding AIDS dick. And you wouldn't want to put a dirty, bleeding AIDS dick in your mouth. Let's add some COVID-19 to that dirty, bleeding AIDS dick. Just sprinkle some Corona on that. You wouldn't put that in your mouth, would you? That's a recipe for disaster, right? Full-blown AIDS, weakened immune system, and then that Corona would just eat you alive. How about that? You wouldn't put that in your mouth, so why are you putting this other stuff in your mouth? You got that visual? You're never going to eat bad again, are you? You're not going to eat bad again. Going off today. Going off the deep end, so enjoy the ride. This is like we're going up on the roller coaster. We're about to go. I don't even know where we are. Why can't you take care of your health? But you see the disparity. We can't say these things. Well, I can, or I am. But what's the difference between someone killing themselves in the moment versus a slow demise? And then all of a sudden it's their lifestyle. Who are you to tell what someone can do? And that's okay. And, you can't prove that doesn't cause cancer. There's all many factors. It could be this. Hey, but I have abs. But I'm not that obese, or you're making fun of me, or you're judging me because of my weight. It's a social standards. It's you're mansplaining, or it's a patriarchy, and it's blah, 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 blah. It's diet culture. And then it gets into that fucking bullshit. It's none of those things. Those are just all excuses, and those are all distractions. Magic is not magic. It's misdirection. Okay? You're shifting people's attention. You're misdirecting attention. People are paying attention to one thing, you're doing something else. No one's paying attention to obesity. I shouldn't say no one. A lot of people are, nowhere near enough. No one's talking about that. It's about coronavirus. It's about politics, about this. That kind of shit is out of your control. Politics are largely out of your control. You could have your beliefs, and aside from like a major uprising revolt, it's out of your control. What are you going to fucking do? Are you going to go picket in the street? It's not going to do jack shit. You're going to make a post on Twitter? Ain't going to do jack shit. Okay? You're not changing public policy. Sorry, you're not. So what are you doing in your life to do something to add and to help? What are you doing for yourself? What are you doing? Are you watching Netflix? Are you eating shit food? Are you exercising? You're not doing any of those things. What are you doing with your life? Who are you? Why don't you care about living? A lot of people are going to ask themselves that same question. I'm just putting it right in the front in the fucking title. I don't give a shit. We have to talk about it. We have to talk why. We have to talk about why it's okay to watch people kill themselves on camera. But we can't talk about obesity and how more people are dying and getting sick that are obese than not fucking obese. How fat do you think you have to be considered fat? I don't care if your arms are skinny, your legs are skinny. If you got a little bit of a gut, you're fat. You got stuff to lose. You shouldn't have a gut. You shouldn't be an adult male with a fucking pregnant belly. You shouldn't look pregnant if you're not pregnant. How about that? Male or female? You should not look pregnant if you are not pregnant. You should not look like you're going to have a baby if you're not going to have a baby. And if you're going to have a baby, you should be able to see definitively that you're going to have a baby and not that, maybe that person's just fat. I can't tell if they're pregnant or not. What the fuck? You ever have that when you look at someone? I can't tell if they're pregnant or fat or both. That's fucking sick. If you can't tell if someone's pregnant, that's a fucking problem. If you can't tell whether or not they're going to have a baby. If you're not sure if they're fat or pregnant, or if they're a man and they obviously cannot have a baby and they look like they're having a baby, that's a problem too. That's not on the front pages of the New York Times, is it? Washington Post isn't covering that. CNN and Fox News doesn't cover that shit. They're only following the next dumb fucking thing the president says. And a lot of people are saying dumb shit. So it's dumb. These reporters are fucking idiots. Most of the people in the government are fucking idiots. And reality is, most people are fucking idiots. Most people are stupid, ignorant, dumb, average. Most people. Average is dumb. The average is stupid. The average is fat. The average is fat. The average is lazy. The average is dumb. The average sucks. We have to bring up our average. We have to bring up our fucking average. Legit. We're not going to the Hall of Fame. We need to bring up the average. The average is not good. You know how we bring up the average? We individually have to focus on excelling more. We have to challenge ourselves. We have to build ourselves up. Get some fucking skills, put some effort in. And if we do that on an individual level, guess what's going to happen? The average is going to rise. We're going to bring shit up. People are dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck. So we need to be less dumb. We need to talk about reality more. We need to talk about the facts more. The facts are we're going to be in this situation for a long time. We have to plan for the worst case scenario. We have to plan to be in quarantine for the rest of the year easily. A lot of people, whether or not you can handle that psychologically, whether or not that stresses you out, fine, own it, deal with it, and attack it. If things get better quicker, then cool. Then you just transition, you adapt. Get used to it. Get into it. Handle your shit. This is your new reality. I've been saying this for weeks. This is your new reality. Now what? Now what? You're going to keep on complaining? You keep on whining? You're, oh my God, feel bad for me. Don't feel bad for you. Don't. Everyone's doing their own thing. Focus on yourself, but let's build. Let's build. Let's do something valuable. Anyway, I don't see why YouTube, I don't see why those videos, do so well. And I do think it's morally reprehensible that those channels get so much exposure. Again, you don't get subscribers unless they show your video to non-subscribed people, which means they're recommending your videos in feeds, which means they are promoting it on pages or on You Might Like It or trending pages. That's YouTube and the algorithm actually promoting other people's channels. So based on what YouTube allows and based on human nature, people want to see this shit because they're fat and fucking lazy. And YouTube is making a lot of money, so they're promoting more of this shit. Why do those channels why do they grow so fast? Why can Nico Avocado have like 7 fucking channels and instantly when he launches a new channel, it's got like 100,000 subscribers? How do these channels grow so fucking fast? How do these things grow so fast? How does that make sense? How does that fucking make sense? And this has nothing to do with my channel because we all know what goes on the Swolenormous channel. We all know what goes on here. We talk harshly. We don't mince words. We don't tiptoe around the fucking reality of the situation. And I'm well aware of the consequences because you're seeing it. You're seeing it. You're seeing my channels just fucking float and kind of like incrementally, like baby steps. You've seen like the fluctuations, you've seen the changes, you've seen what actually happens when you don't censor yourself. This is literally what happens when you don't censor yourself. So, why? Why are we promoting this? What is so broken in human beings' brains? What is so broken that this is what society wants to see? This is what we are happy with. Why are we settling so low? Why are we settling for the worst of the worst? Why are we settling for such trash? Why are we filling our brains with such useless garbage? What do you think? I come back from taking my cat outside and I find some knowledge cock. Look at that. Look at this knowledge cock just waiting for you. It's right here. It's right here. I like to think so. Well, I do believe this audience is uniquely intelligent. You know, we're also stupid, probably, in many ways. But I really prefer the common sense approach. One thing that we aren't lacking, maybe we don't all have the ability to have a PhD in astrophysics, but we're definitely bullshit proof. We're pretty close to it. I mean, I'm not saying anything. None of this in the Nuts on Chin videos, nothing is shocking. I mean, how shocking is it? Take care of your health. Oh, okay. You start getting in people's faces and talking about personal responsibility, and everyone fucking gets super sensitive. No, my God, it's not my fault. Yes, it is. You don't stop eating. It is your fault. No, I have a disorder. Yeah, you have an eating disorder. You have an eating disorder. You have an eating disorder. That's it. You, not someone else. You have an eating disorder. Stop being a fucking baby and take care of it. Someone else doesn't have a problem eating. You do. You do. And it's important to understand that you have the disorder. You have the fucked up brain. Fix it. Fix it. Everyone in the comments, when I was saying the other day about mental health and meditation, these are people that don't fucking understand how the brain works in meditation. Right? This is what happens. Medication can have its place, but these are people, I would say 99% of people commenting, especially negative, they don't meditate. They just don't understand the power of it. They don't understand the effort because it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort to really get the benefits. It's not just casually, once in a while. Oh, it's every day, but a real dedicated practice. Maybe it doesn't solve all the problems, but it can dramatically and drastically fucking help. There's no limit to how much it can help, but no one practices it because it's not a pill. Everyone wants to believe that they have to have this. They have to have their cookies. They have to have their pills. They have to have this. Well, yeah, if you have them and you never really fucking try and you never really go all in on something, sure, you can make yourself believe whatever you want to believe. People believe all sorts of shit with religion. You can make yourself believe whatever the fuck you want. You can omit whatever the fuck you want. Ah, there's so many fucking scams. My girlfriend laughed at me. A commercial on Hulu came on, a wristband that tells you when you're burning protein or carbs. Not only that, why the fuck does that matter? That's so stupid. That's so goddamn dumb. Adapting to making gains over feelings, eating dirty AIDS dicks. Dirty AIDS dicks covered with coronavirus. You forgot that part. We leveled it up. COVID cock. Hidden beauty. Daily meditation saves me. I suffer from anxiety, sometimes crippling, and I don't want meds, so I choose meditation 2 years later, and it helps, believe me. Well, good for you. Thank you for actually pitching in on that. And this doesn't mean, again, I'm not saying that if you have bipolar, if you have severe, it might not cure you. It might not be the only thing that you have to do. But to say it doesn't work or to not actually have an aggressive meditation practice is just silly. You're not using major tools, because that's what when you practice meditation, when you practice these mindfulness techniques, you're remapping the brain. You're changing how your brain thinks, and you're changing how you perceive how your brain thinks. And essentially you're slowing shit down. You're being more present. You're noticing these triggers. You're noticing the sequence of feelings. You're mitigating those kind of stressful welling up of emotion moments, those outbursts. You're starting to manage those more, and you're able to backtrack and reverse it and catch it faster when you make mistakes. It doesn't mean that you won't make mistakes. It doesn't mean that you'll never have anxiety again. It doesn't mean you'll never have an outburst again or something. But what it means is you're going to recognize the error, or you're going to recognize the problems, or you're going to recognize what happens or the downside or what you don't want to happen quicker in the future. You're able to catch those things faster. And eventually you start catching them before they happen or while they're happening, because once you're aware that everything is just kind of like arising in the same fabric, in the same space, when you have these little welling ups of emotion, you notice it as just experiences and things that are coming into your consciousness and your awareness, and then you just let them go. So it doesn't even like gestate and manifest itself as like a physiological reaction. It's something you notice and then just go on with your moment. So that takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of fucking practice. So just to hear meditation, it seems like you're making light of someone's situation. Oh, you should meditate more. Oh, it's so easy for you to say, just meditate. Meditation doesn't work for me. My brain works too fast. Yeah, because you don't meditate. Of course, you don't practice. How are you going to be good at something unless you practice? You don't build muscle from training for a week. So what the fuck audacity do you have to think you're going to get benefits in a week of meditation? You're going to notice, you might notice things right away. When you exercise, when you first start exercising, you might feel great. But it's the same thing. It's the same type of like adaptation, like strength training. You don't see the muscle growth. You don't see the brain growing. You don't feel it growing, but you're remapping, you're changing shit. So you're going to build muscle over the course of years, and you're going to build that resilience and that adaptability and that mindfulness over the course of years too. It's no different. However, it's fucking, again, there you go, Pedro, effort. It's fucking effort. No question about it. No question about it. It's just effort. How much effort are you putting in? What are you doing every day? It's literally just effort. Severely underrated, Rich. Meditation is severely underrated, Rich Thompson, for sure. Maria, since meditation is a practice and a process, people are too impatient. They want results now. It's ridiculous. Hashtag social distancing. Catherine, I love meditation. It really helps calm anxiety and think clearly. Plus, it helps you face rush hour traffic. Damn straight. Cerny, bullshit that meditation doesn't work. It's helped me tremendously. Catherine, I'm bipolar type 2 with intrusive thoughts, plus generalized anxiety. Meditation plus my meds equals fucking fantastic. Good for you. Rich, felt ace after my first brain gains. Never would have tried meditation before Swolenormous X. Once I was in, I was all in. You only get out what you put in. I think that's the biggest, I wouldn't say misstep, but that's the biggest thing missing, is just the effort. How many people go all in? That's why there's 7 pillars. You cover all of them: community, nutrition, training, recovery, mobility, mindfulness, and consistency. Okay? You cover those 7. That's going all in. That's making sure, and then excelling at all 7 and doing that every day, right? All 6, and consistency. Consistency is a pillar in itself. It covers all the other ones, but also covers its own. You still have to do it every day. You still have to do it and do it and do it and do it. It's not going to do it on its own. You have to put in the effort. So how much effort are you putting in? It's one thing to have a gym membership. Okay. And then it's another thing to go. Then it's another thing to go 4 days a week or 5 days a week. Then it's another thing to go 4 or 5 days a week and work out. And it's another thing to go 4 or 5 days a week and work out well. And then it's another thing to go 4 or 5 days and work out well and eat quality foods. And it's another thing to go to the gym 4 or 5 days a week, work out well, eat quality foods, and sleep regularly, and hydrate regularly, and meditate regularly, and practice yoga regularly, and do that every fucking week over and over and over and over and over again for years. Yeah, it's a lot of effort. Ever wonder why you don't get results? Because you don't do that. You might think you do, and maybe you do, kind of on the surface, but you just don't do it well enough. People just don't magically not get results for a reason. If you're getting results, it's because you're doing it right. If you're not getting the results you want, you're probably not doing it right. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's called failure. You failed at something. You didn't practice hard enough or practice well enough. So sad for you. You didn't get the result you wanted. So fucking try something else and do it again and do it again. And if it doesn't work, you're not doing it right. Take responsibility for not being good enough. And then also take responsibility to take the necessary action to get better and then get it. You don't know how to do something? Google it. Try something. That's all it is. It's the effort. You all have the same ability to a human body. You all have a human body. What are you doing with it? Are you doing yoga? You can all work out at home. You don't need equipment. You don't need equipment. You don't need a bench. You don't need dumbbells. You can have a band. You don't have bands. You can use your body. There's nothing stopping you from just absolutely crushing yoga and meditation every day. You'll get in great fucking shape if you actually push it. Most people don't, which is why most people won't get results, which is why most people don't get results, because we got 1.57 million subscribers to Badlands Chugs, and he just chugs soda all fucking day. That's why. That's why most people won't get results, because they're filling their brains with trash. Now, these are people that don't know. Those people need it the most. If you want to know what yoga position, any yoga position or yoga pose that you hate, that you really don't like, that's really uncomfortable, that, oh, I hate this position, that's the one you need the most. It's never the one that you like. It's never the one that, oh, it feels so good. No. It's always the one. Go after the ones that you don't like. Practice the ones that you hate. The ones that are the least comfortable to hold, the ones or the positions or the yin. If you feel like you can't slow your mind down, you're the one that needs to slow their mind down the most. Oh, I can't stand yoga. That you're the one that probably needs it. And people don't like to hear that. Salt. Yolanda, I told a friend to start meditating and he said he couldn't because his brain won't stop going 90 miles a minute. That's a weak pussy excuse. No, I can't. My brain won't stop going. I can't do yoga. Oh no, I'm terrible at yoga. I'm not flexible at all. I don't do yoga. I'm not flexible. No, you don't say. Oh, you don't fucking say, Sherlock. You don't do yoga because you're not flexible? Really? Oh, wow. Oof. You're a sharp one. Siobhan, I have anxiety and depression. My mom didn't want me to go on medication as I'll either take too much or too little, so I just changed my diet, got rid of the shit, and meditation helps a lot. Good for you. Mochaccino, I never started medication and I don't need it. Meditate, eat well, exercise, sleep regularly. Swolecial distancing. Oh, fuck yeah. I think it's a waste of money. Don't spend your money on that bullshit. Absolutely. Waist trimmers and waist trainers. Yeah, fuck that stuff. Stupid. Erica with an A. She's back. I first had so much pushback in my own head when I started meditating. When my insomnia got really bad, I decided it couldn't make it worse, so I tried it. I fall asleep so quickly now, it's amazing. Let's see here. Vanessa, you may hate meditation at first, but it's because it's such an effort. Once you get the hang of it, you start to realize how strong you are mentally. And that's the thing about meditation. It doesn't require effort. You don't want to put in effort. effort to execute or effort to set aside time. And when you first start meditating, you're going to feel like you're failing. I mean, you're going to feel like, oh my God, I can't stop thinking. When you meditate, it's not about stopping to think. It's not about stopping your thoughts because that's impossible. You just, the first part and the first important part of meditation is to actually set aside time for you to practice. If you're dedicating X amount of time to meditate, you're already consciously, psychologically investing in your mental health. Without the meditation, let's say you do it first thing when you wake up. You're already prioritizing first thing in your day to practice meditation. Practice. Not execute, not nail a meditation, not crush a meditation sesh. To practice. You don't put pressure on yourself. You're not trying to have any particular outcome. You're practicing. It's another time for you to practice. It's another time for you to add a coat of paint. Right? When you paint a wall, you don't just slap it on thick. You do little thin layers over and over again. You might do one on one day. You let it dry. Let's say you did 7 layers. That's going to be a real thick, solid, dense, however you paint a fucking wall. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about. You do layers. You roll it on. You don't just goop it on. You don't just, it's going to drip and run and chip and it's going to look gross. So that's what meditation is. And the more you're practicing, just fundamentally setting aside time, scheduling it, actively giving yourself this period of time to just focus on that, to invest in your mental health, that's so important. That's even more important than just doing the meditation itself. That's setting yourself up for success. That's giving you the opportunity to get better. You can't get better at meditation for yourself. You can't grow and practice more unless you fundamentally give yourself that time to do it. And then if you give yourself that time, then you have the time to actually do it. And then since you're giving yourself your time to do it and then you're doing it, guess what? You're going to get better at, you get better in your manner of getting better. I don't like thinking of it as getting better, but you learn and you practice and you get the skill. You can call it getting better, but you don't do anything. You don't do anything. It's receiving. It's experiencing. And it's okay to sit there and do nothing. That's a great way to do it. That's a great fucking way to do it. Just sit there, breathe, sit there comfortably, close your eyes and just breathe. And just listen and feel things and just notice every sensation. That's one way to fundamentally do it. I mean, we like the guided meditations in yoga, in brain gains. Because it kind of checks in and helps you bring back your focus. It's just practice. And eventually you don't need to bring back your focus that much because you're already catching yourself. And you'll notice you're starting to catch yourself getting lost in thought more often. You start to be more aware that you're lost in thought. You start to be more aware of these other things that are interfering with just you existing. It's like, oh, these thoughts are coming out of nowhere for no fucking reason. Oh, that's what that is. And then pretty much you just start to cut that shit out when you notice it during your day. Because it happens all the time, whether your eyes are closed and you're meditating or not, you're going to have these fucking things popping in that serve no purpose, that are there for no fucking reason aside from the fact that you have a brain that is very complicated that we don't understand and that just things just pop into your head. So if you're attributing emotion and thought and brain space to it, you're just getting lost in just fucking every last little bit of emotion and things, and you just get distracted and you're less efficient and you're more stressed and anxious. That's how it works. Itchy. Tiffany, I was one of those, quote, I can't meditate people. I'm working on it, slowly but surely improving. Of course. Good stuff. Christina, I forced my partner to do yoga 2 years ago. He screamed and cried and cursed all the time. Today, he is doing it every night with a smile without me forcing him to do it. Nice. Nana Love, I get my first brain gain session in before even getting out of bed. It's amazing. I handle my days much better. I train so much better these days. Good for you. You got it, Chris. I appreciate the info and time you spend with people here on your page. I retired some time ago and got in bed, get to get my shit together and get back in shape. Mental strength is also key to our success. We know what we have to do, but getting started is the hardest part. It's just creating a new habit. Anytime you create a new habit, there's going to be a lot of resistance because it's out of your routine and you notice it. So it's like making the bed first thing in the morning. If you're not used to it, it's so overwhelming, but it's so simple. It's just making the fucking bed. I don't personally like to do it. Mama Swolio likes to. I just don't give a shit. I don't like wasting my time with that kind of stuff. I get it out of bed, I leave it. I don't need it. Let the bacteria and let everything else air out. I don't like trapping it in the sheets. So it's just a habit. It's a habit to work out. It's a habit. But if you think about the win is actually setting aside the time to do it. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Marvin, someone once compared your random thoughts while meditating to notifications going off on your phone. Oh, yeah. That's absolutely what it is. I mean, that's a great way to reduce anxiety already. I mean, my phone is always on silent. My phone is always on do not disturb. And I would say 99% of all my apps, I have notifications turned off. I don't want any notifications. I don't want to get notified about anything. If I want to look for something, I go to that app and I look for it. You know, you can check it once a day or check it when you need to. You can have a notification on your app, but like those alerts on your phone where it's like, blink. I hate noises for text messages. I hate noises for only calls from like the most important people, but I hate notifications from most shit. Turn them off. You don't need to get notified for an email. Why? You don't need to get notified. Check your email once or twice a day. Done. Even if it's important for business, you still don't need to have a notification. If you're in the window, you know what I'm talking about. Those people that don't need the notifications. Just turn that fucking shit off. I turn all my shit off. I barely have any contacts on my phone. I barely follow anyone. And I don't turn on my notifications. I mean, I really cut my shit out. And that's how I work. I don't care about what other people are doing. From a moment to moment, I just don't give a shit. Don't fucking care. I don't care what other people are posting. I don't care what other people ate. I don't care. Fundamentally, I don't care. I do not care. I can't care. I create content and then I'm out. All right? I create content and then I'm fucking out. I'm done. Boom. And then I'm done. I don't need to fucking hear. I don't need that bullshit up in my grill. All I need is Swole text. Get me some Swole text. Let me know when the podcast is going. Let me know when the vids drop. Hell yeah, James. Hell yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you. There we go. And everyone's like, whoa, hey. I got the Swole. I got the Swolenormous alerts on. Gotta know where my Swole's at. Don't you going after all my alerts, Papa? Let's go into a couple posts. I got some good shit. We just went off on. There's a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff in today's episode. How about this? We got something from Josh in the private Facebook group. Did upper smoke 2, then went for a couple mile run around town. Sore with all his shit. Whatever grammar. I lost that. Must be a spell correct. I checked the mailbox on my way. Let's just say I'm completely rejuvenated. Hope everyone is getting it today. Got the Papa Swolio 2020. I'm running, fam. I'm running. I'm running. I'll take care of that. I'll take care of this virus for you. I'll just flex on it. Nah, just flex on that shit. Just disappears. Disappears. And a little bit of some what for Ayana. Just did some Swole in 7. So happy I joined this group. The support here is amazing. Good for you, dear. I hope everyone's enjoying the new Swollen 7s. Remember yesterday we dropped 2 brand new Swollen 7s, 3 new yoga classes. 3 new yoga classes. So if you are a Swolenormous X member, go check out yesterday's accountability meeting. Dropped a lot of shit. A lot of fucking shit yesterday. A lot of shit in yesterday's accountability meeting. So go check those new releases. Click on that updates tab in on the menu. From Ville. Hey fam, did some rowing yesterday and it felt good. Today was 100 kettlebell snatches, 5 1-minute jump rope intervals, and a 5-kilometer walk by sprinting. Good gains, and my doctor suggests that I can significantly cut down on my asthma medication. Love the fam. Stay strong and healthy. Yeah.
Yow.
Good for you.
Yow.
Good for you. Yeah, good for you. That's fantastic. I love it. I love it. Let's see here. Hey, fam, going through primer week before the 90-day dash and all that. Probably going to do it a few times because I'm feeling really unfit at the moment. Struggling with flexibility and balance elements. Any suggestions on how to improve this? Flexibility and balance. Yeah, keep practicing. Practice your yoga, practice the balance. That stuff comes after time. Balance takes a while. Currently trying to work through brain gains, mobility, Swollen 7, if not in program. Beginning yoga, even I'm finding that hard. Bands in 7 and primer week. Bit by bit, we'll get there. Staying consistent. Any advice appreciated. Keep going. Keep going after it. Keep going after it. You're not going to get balance overnight. You're just going through primer week. You're going to struggle with balance and flexibility for a long time. Everyone does. Everyone does. Balance takes a while. It's like riding a bike. So you just need to practice more. If you're in primer week, you just started. So welcome to the fam. You just started. Keep going. Just started. You just started. Yeah, but it takes a while. It's literally like riding a bike. And you're going to find one leg, like my left leg, I can balance better on it than my right leg. Who knows why? So I practice right leg more. It's just, you have to practice. The more you practice, the better you'll get. And balance is literally just that proprioception. Kinesthesia and proprioception. It's just you balancing and firing the right muscles, the right stabilizers, keeping proper perspective visually, your spatial awareness. It's just all different aspects of conscious and subconscious stabilization and again, spatial awareness and muscle activation. So just keep practicing. You got this. You got it. You just started. Patience. Patience, my son. Patience. This one's from Steph. What's up, fam? Who's making them isolation games?
Yow.
I am.
Yow. Yow.
So I turned 30 on Sunday, and although I'm not in the best shape of my life yet, I know I'm well on track to getting there. The past 6 months since having my twin boys arrived have been hard enough, slowly working on getting moving again after major surgery. Exhaustion from not having one but two demanding little mini-me's and fighting to maintain good choices with the insatiable appetite that breastfeeding has given me. And now not getting any help to give me a moment's rest thanks to the lockdown. You all need to start using some fucking periods. Come on, Steph. Give me some punctuation. Give me a hand. Help me out, man. Help me out, man. Regardless of all this, I'm still going, making small steps and adding what I can as the boys develop and allow me 5 more minutes here and there. There we go. That's a period. That's what I like to see. I had a fantastic video workout with my fighter team, who I miss dearly, on Saturday, which gave me a morale boost. Plus, we're focusing on growing our own fruit and vegetables this summer, which will have so many benefits going forward. Good for you. Keep going, fam. There's goodness to find in every day, strength earned from every fight, and a better version of yourself waiting to be found every night. I like that. Finishing, in closing, crushing it on the close. You are the spark to set your gains on fire. Whoa! Look at that. Look at that. There you go. That was nice. That was a nice closing. You started off a little rough. I was tripping over those long sentences, but then you tightened it up. I love me some punctuation. I just tease. I tease. I keyed. It's like the Ask Papa Swolio live when people ask questions but don't put question marks. I'm like, it's a fucking question. Just hit the button. Hit the button. Come on, man. Hit the button. Let me know. Let me know it's a question. Let me know. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know what turns you on. I want to know. I'd like to know. I have a question. I've been redoing the primer week because of a balance issue. If I put a toe on a ball, I can double the weight I use. So I'm not sure if I should redo the primer week. What? Vanessa, I don't know me understands. I don't understands the things. If I put a toe on a ball, I can double the weight I use. Yep. I'm convinced. I have no idea what you're saying. Let me know what you're. I don't know what you mean. Toe in a ball for what? Don't know. Don't know what you mean. Need a little bit more explanation of what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean by toe in a ball. All right, we got another post from the Swole fam group. Juju. Hi, fam. I'm repeating Primer Week. We got a lot of people repeating Primer Week. I'm repeating Primer Week, about to do total body awareness. Last week, I went down the list of exercises without a break between the exercises, and I did one set of each only. Today, I will be trying to do 2 sets for each and do them both before moving on to the next exercise. I know there should be rest in between the sets, but how long? What should I do to rest, stretch, drink water, check my phone? What do you do? You could just, move, shake it out. Go drink some water. You could do a short break. Let's see, did one set of each only. You mean between each? You went down the list without a break between the exercises, and I did one set. So you did them concurrently like a circuit, and then you're resting to do it all again. How long should you rest between repeating the whole thing again? A few minutes. A few minutes, depends on how wiped out you are. I mean, usually you should rest at least 2 or 3 minutes. If you want to be fully rested, you should rest a few minutes. Most of the research and feedback, I mean, I've always done this. Like doing super short rest between sets is you'll feel a good transient pump. You'll get a good pump in the moment. You'll sweat a lot more. You'll be out of breath, but it's because you're not recovering. So it depends on what the purpose is. If your purpose is more, for strength type training and muscle building, you want to rest more. You want your body to be more recovered between subsequent sets. So if you're looking for more strength and muscular growth and output, you want to rest longer between sets. So for most of the programming, it's at least 2 minutes. It depends specifically on what the program says, but that's one of those acute variables that you're able to adjust in any of the programming in Swolenormous X is how long you rest. It's called an acute variable because you can change that and adjust that from set to set, from exercise. You can change that in the moment and that'll completely overhaul and change an entire workout. That'll change everything. So if you have a minute rest between exercises versus 5 minutes, that'll make a massive difference in also how long it takes, but also your strength output and your capacity. So it depends on what your goal is, but you can rest. Just rest until you feel rested. Do at least a couple minutes for sure. Checking your phone, that's up to you. Vanessa, if I use a toe of my second leg to help stabilizing. Oh, you said ball. You mean the ball of your foot? If I use a toe of my second leg to help stabilize me, I don't need to use the full leg with my full feet on the floor, just a toe touching. Just tap when you need to. Try your best to not use that second leg and then tap if you need to. That's fine. That's fine. You don't want to increase the weight before you have stability. If you're already unstable and you're wobbling, don't increase the weight until you master that stability. The purpose of a single leg stability exercise is not hypertrophy. It's stabilization. So single leg exercise should generally be done slower with more control, lighter weight, more repetitions, more time under tension, because you're trying to activate muscles that don't get hit with a lot of force output style compound movements like bench pressing or squats or lunges. You're doing muscle activation. You're just doing muscle activation from a proprioceptive standpoint. You're doing muscle integration and you're also doing just balance and activation with like stabilizer muscles. Hey, Papa, part of my strength training requires a hex bar deadlift. Part of your strength training? How does your strength training require a hex bar deadlift? I have an Olympic bar. Will that work, or can I use plates on each side to replicate the same move? And they're two completely different exercises. Will what work? For what? A hex bar deadlift is easier than a regular deadlift because it's safer for many people, but it's easier. It brings the center of gravity back. It just changes where the pressure is. It's less pressure on your lower back because generally with a hex bar, you're able to stay more upright when you lift, and you're able to load the glutes a lot more. You're also generally not in as much of a forward position. So you're loading the lower back a lot less. It's safer for the lower back. It's generally better for people that are very, very tall. Long limbs, like long legs, that could be beneficial for. I mean, using plates, meaning like, can you hold the plates and just do a deadlift? You can, but you're not going to be able to do as much weight as you would with a hex bar or a full barbell. So, depends. Malka, any supplement company that you recommend for basic stuff and also high level pure vitamins? I think supplements. I think specific supplements are necessary. It just depends on the person. You can take a complete multivitamin stuff. I personally don't. Things I usually recommend. I mean, there are a lot of them on there. You can go on websites like Labdoor or places like, I think there's Labdoor or something like that, where actually they test the purity and they actually test a lot of these supplements so you know which ones are fucking bullshit and which are low quality. Because a lot of them just aren't that good. A lot of them aren't good quality. A lot of them have issues. A lot of them have purity issues. A lot of them have formulation issues. And if you're not doing testing on yourself, you don't know exactly what you're low on. So generally whole food sources, I mean, eating things like, if you're eating nose to tail, or if you're eating more organs or beef organs or taking some beef organ supplements, you can coat over a lot of the vitamins that you might be missing. But if you're doing any kind of like nutrient restriction or you're not consuming animal products or something, you're definitely need a lot of supplementation. So I think doing an elimination diet is paramount. And I think also there's certain nutrients that individuals will need more than others. But some of the basic ones like vitamin D, magnesium is usually deficient. There are a lot of those fundamental ones that you can supplement with, especially those that don't have toxic levels. But in terms of companies, not off the top of my head. It depends on what you're specifically in need of. I'm very hesitant to talk about what people should be supplementing with. I think that's kind of reckless without someone having an individualistic approach that knows the details of what you're having in excess or what you don't have enough of, because then you can easily take a supplement or take something that is far more than what you need relative to what your nutrition is. So one of the issues with saying, okay, multivitamins are useless is that you're not really, most people, even if you're eating a full, complete, you're getting everything from whole food, which pretty much no one is. It's hard to say the nutrient quality of those foods because of farming practices and how things are diluted. So will it hurt you or harm you? Again, taking a quality multivitamin might not harm you. It could harm you because what if it's not pure? What if you're getting other kinds of metals and stuff in it? So it could be bad for you. Could it be good for you? Sure. Could it be moderately good for you? Sure. Could it be neutral and you have a placebo effect? Yes, it can. So you'd have to know, and it's very hard to take something and be like, oh, I feel so much better. Do you? Is it in your head? Do you really feel better? The more you know your body and the more you pay attention from a fundamental level, like if you're really in tune with your exercise and you really eat clean and you're very consistent and you're very observant of your body, like I notice when something happens, even on a micro level. I know when I feel a little bit better or a little bit worse. I notice those things. If you're just taking so much stuff and you see what I'm saying? If you have so many moving pieces, you don't know what's working and what's not. You really have to start from the fundamental and like the bare minimum and then build from there. And then you can really monitor, especially when you do an elimination, you're eating really consistently, you're meditating, you're practicing yoga, you have all those different aspects. You can try different individualized things and see how that targets what you need to improve. So I really think there's just more of a all-encompassing approach rather than just saying, oh, I take this or I take that. That's very shotgun blanket, and you might be getting too much of certain things and not enough of certain things. So it's not necessarily the most effective way. I agree with that. Yeah, you get grass-fed beef liver. They have grass-fed beef liver like supplements. You can get those things. Um, what was the one? There's was it ancestral supplements? There's ancestral supplements. What's in the store? What are the ones that I put in the store for those that are interested in you guys in the Swole fam, you know what I'm talking about. But you can look up like beef liver supplements. There's a lot of them. You can look up beef organ supplements if you're not consuming nose to tail. I just think I personally think supplements like that will have the nutrients in them, and you're getting them from a whole food source if you're not eating them yourself. Because not everyone has access to like grass-fed liver, and then cooking it, eating it. That's a whole other conversation and argument, and most people don't like the taste because they didn't grow up with it. It's a very specific taste. Hard to cook it well. I trained to get huge and I haven't missed a day for almost a month. Papa Swole, you're cooler than all the other fitness bullshitters. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Jared. Jocelyn, I've gone between vegetarian and pescatarian for about 12 years. You definitely notice a difference not eating meat and not in a positive way, especially for things like collagen and iron. So, for example, in your situation, is there a reason why you're avoiding animal products, even grass-fed animal products? So, I mean, you can supplement with collagen, you can supplement with iron. You can. The powdered cow. The powdered cow. We got some more posts, but we'll get to them. We'll get to them in tomorrow's episode. Josh, getting down to just a multivitamin for supplements, just as an insurance policy to make sure I get all the micronutrients. So there's different ways to do it. I just really don't like telling people to go take supplements because my general message is fuck supplements. But that's just the surface message. What I mean is like the BCAAs and the weight gainers and all the fucking protein bars and shit. That's what I mostly talk about when I say fuck supplements. I'm not saying fuck vitamin D or something like that. I'm not talking about, because I mean, obviously I'm always talking about food quality. And why do we need food? We need the macronutrients and we need the micronutrients. We need the vitamins and the minerals. So I'm not against vitamins and minerals. I am just not in favor of all the bullshit marketing and the fucking crap that doesn't help you get the results you actually want. It doesn't help you get results. It's not going to help you exercise. It's not going to help you build more muscle if you're not doing all the other shit. If you're taking supplements and you're not eating healthy, you're not going to do well for yourself. You're spending so much more money on bullshit that you could be attributing to better foods. Now, if you don't have the ability to get certain foods, you can supplement with certain things that might fill in the gaps, but at the same time, it's not ideal. It's just about getting as close to your ideal as possible. But a lot of people cut corners and try to go around it without ever pursuing because it takes effort. It takes effort, right? So most people don't want to put in effort. So most people don't do what they could do. They want to get the quick fix, and it's not as good. It's not as good. Jocelyn, I am pro grass-fed and pro smaller farms and great butchers, just anti-factory farm. Me too. Me too. So I think everyone here agrees. I think the factory farming and the concentrated feedlots, I think they're atrocious and it's disgusting. So I'm right there with you. She continues, now it's been so long, the mental hurdle of going back to meat was a lot bigger than I anticipated. Well, you can start small. I mean, here, look, if you're not interested in going back, like literally, if you want to be pescatarian or vegetarian, and let's say you just had a little bit of grass-fed beef liver once a week, like a little bit, it would solve so many problems that people have and so many deficiencies. It would solve so many problems. Just a little bit of beef. I mean, it's just a little bit, a little bit, just a little bit makes so much of a difference. Huge difference. There you go, Mike. Well, I'm fired up enough now from listening to the podcast. Time to get my pump on. Have a great night. I like what you're saying, Mike. Let's get a little water break. It's time for everyone to go get their pump on. If you didn't get your pump on, it's about time to go get your motherfucking pump on. What are you doing inside Swolenormous X today, fam? How many of you are doing one of the new classes? We got that new Swolga. Have you done? Oh, come on. Have you done the new Swolga? How many of you have done Swolga for hips number 2? How many of you have done Swolga for hips? Come on. Come on, don't bullshit me.
That's fucking bullshit.
Don't fucking lie to daddy. How many of you have done the new Swolga? I know some of you jumped on that shit. Big time, Carla. Carla, I've been vegan for 7 years and only take a supplement intermittently. I do have blood work done regularly, and my only deficiency is vitamin D, but I live in Canada, and apparently it's common here. Usually is for climates where you don't get a lot of sun or you have limited summers. You have a lot of cold up there, so that makes sense. That makes sense. What up, Jay? I'm doing the new Swolga tonight after the podcast. Hells yeah. Get it. Get it, bruh? I'm glad you finally jumped. I'm glad you joined, man. I'm glad you jumped in. I'm glad you jumped into Swole. About fucking time. About time, bitch. That would be a good addition. Oh, yeah, I would agree with that 100%. I would definitely start with bone broth. Could you get collagen in that too? That's a good one to start with. Very low barrier of entry. Yeah, go for it. And such a small amount. Yeah, small. Did the new brain gains? Nice, nice. How many of you did that new brain gains? How many of you did that new brain gains? Is the link in the description of the podcast? No, it's in your Swolga section for Swolenormous X members. From Odd One. Pedro did hips 1 and did repair for hips SI7. Nice. New Swolga tonight and then some shoulder awareness. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Josh did the level 3 jungle, the level 3 jungle flow yesterday. Goddamn beautiful class. Hell yeah. Good stuff. Let's see. Siobhan planning on doing Swolga, wrists and ankles, then brain gains. Good for you. D2H. If Chugs was to change his life around now, would it be too late? You need a whole new engine after fucking with it with the wrong gasoline for over a decade. I mean, no, it wouldn't be too late. It would be very, very late, but it wouldn't be too late. It's not too late until you're dead. I mean, will he have irreversible changes to his body? I mean, potentially. How long has he been doing it, right? It's never too late. That's the problem. People think it's too late. No, this is just who I am. They changed the right, because that's his name. That's Badlands Chugs. That's Badlands Chugs. We're talking about the YouTube video I dropped on the Swolenormous channel today. For those that don't know, that's him. That's who he is. That's his channel. That's what all his people follow him for. Can you imagine if he changed the content on his channel? What's he gonna do? Who's gonna follow him if he's just Badlands? What if he's not chugging? That's the problem. People create their whole identity, their whole surrounding thing about that one fucking thing. How do you leave that alone? How? It's too much. It's too much for people to change sometimes. He absolutely can. Fucking hell yeah, he can. Hell yeah, he can. Josh, I did starter class this morning doing brain gains tonight. Good shit. Did you guys like the new brain gains? What was it, session 8 or was it 9? Session 8, I think, was what we released. Raven did the new 20-minute brain gains this morning. Today I'm doing Swolga strength. No, Papa, they wanted to join Swolenormous X. Your link is gone since you restarted the case. The case? The stream? I just go to swolenormousx.com. If you're interested in joining, you can go to swolenormousx.com. If that's what you're referring to. That link should be, whatever. I don't understand technology sometimes. Since I restarted it, maybe it got kicked off. I almost forgot that we had it. This is a second. I was wondering why the time is so late. It's because it's like fucking second little mini podcast. We had to restart it earlier. Oh, water break. Here we go. Let's get this kitty going. Come on. Come on, kitty. Water break. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hitching upside the head with a water break. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Drink some water. Go get your pump on. Chug it up. Chug it up. Get you some good kitty. Don't meow at me, you little cunt. Fuck you. Oh, God, I feel like Badlands chugs. Badlands, chug some water, bro. Chug some high-quality H2O. Get you some fucking H2O. I like how when I was chugging, there was no one commenting because everyone was busy drinking. Oh, are the comments coming through? Or did they just stop again? Or is everyone still drinking? Or did we overload the comments too much? Did we overload the comments too much? Where are you guys? Where are you guys? I don't see the comments popping up. Maybe it got frozen. It's all right. Here's what's going to happen right now. Going to do the social distancing card. Reminder to anyone that's thinking about joining Swolenormous X, go check it out. Swolenormousx.com, swolenormousx.com, and you can learn more about memberships and check out all the stuff there. We got social distancing. Hashtag. I'm not seeing any comments pop up, but let's do this anyway. I don't need to see comments to see who dropped this hashtag today. So let's get into this in 3, 2, schwam. Oh, here we go. Scrolling McScrollerson. Who's going to get some Swolecial distancing? Anyone? Bueller? Nothing. Let's do it again. Swolecial distancing. Let's get some hashtag. Here we go. We got a winner here. Topher McCain. What up?
Congratulations!
Very good. Congratulations. So everyone say, if you can see your comments, make sure you send us an email to support@swolenormous.com with Swole card 1439 on the back. Congratulations. I'm not seeing comments. Jesus Christ. You know what might have to happen? I don't know, but I might stop. I don't want to do this, but it seems like I may have to stop streaming on Facebook. Facebook seems to be the only one that gums this up. I never have any problems when I stream directly to YouTube. We'll see. But this is like the second day in a row, second thing in a row, podcast in a row, when we had problems with the chat. It's kind of stopped halfway through. So I'm not sure. I like the multi-stream, but I might stop multi-streaming. I might have to. I don't know. Let me see if I get this. What if I popped up this chat? Does this still work? Let me see here. Doo-ga-doo. Just pop that in the corner. Not seeing anything. Bloop. Anyway, so I'm not seeing any comments pop up. Whatever. So, Topher, I'm just rambling now. I'm just looking around because it's quiet. I feel like I'm here by myself. I know you're watching me, but I feel like, no one's watching. I'm just talking to myself. I'm just alone. I'm alone in the world. But drop your hashtag or, tomorrow, whatever. It threw me off. Now I'm like all bummed. I like we almost made it. Almost made it to the end without this fucking up. Almost. Goddamn live streams. I love it though. Goddamn live streams. Goddamn it, Facebook. Goddamn it. We have like 8 or 9 times people on YouTube. I do like Facebook though. What are we going to do, fam? What are we going to do? Hopefully it does a little better tomorrow. Hopefully we don't have any issues tomorrow. We almost made it. We did. We essentially made it, but obviously we had a little mini snafu at the beginning. But thank you so much for playing, Topher. Send us that email, and everyone congratulate Topher. I'm sure you are in your own way, or booing like the douche nozzles you are. But congratulations. Send us that email, SwoleCard1439, your mailing address in the body of the email. Get you that Swole card. So thank you so much for playing. And thank you so much, everyone else, for joining me for episode 1439 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. And I'll see you tomorrow for episode 1440. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, Magoose. Ya boy. Papa Swolio. Out.